Hey everyone, welcome back. Happy Father's Day 2024. Today we're going to be replacing the air filter in our 1985 Chevy Caprice. This is the 5-liter V8 engine size with the carburetor. Normally this is a real easy job, but I wanted to show you today an issue I discovered when I purchased a replacement air filter, just so that you can be aware that even though your local auto parts store says the air filter is an exact match for your vehicle, be careful and take a look when you actually put the air filter in. So I went to our local auto parts store and they recommended this model and size air filter as an exact match for our Chevy. So here's the view from the side of the air filter housing, and I wanted to show you this view so when I shine my flashlight on there, you can see the gap between the top part of the housing and the bottom. Now I've already tightened the wing nut down, so this should be a nice seal, and I should not have to crank down hard on that wing nut to force this in. I've also verified that the top part of the air filter housing is not warped. So this means that the air filter is not adequately or appropriately sized for this car. So I'll take off the wing nut and show you what I mean. I'll take off the lid and I'll remove the air filter. Okay, so here's the underside of the top part of the air filter housing, the lid. And this is that Purolater filter. And you can see that at first glance it seems to fit just fine right in here in this channel for the air filter itself. But what I realized is the thickness of the filter itself is too thick for this particular channel on the upper and the mated lower part of the air filter housing. And so because this sits in here like this, you have some width that is keeping the housing further apart, and you cannot get it to tighten down enough to make a proper seal. So I went back and I bought the base, kind of cheapest Carquest air filter, also for this car. And you can see with these two side by side the difference in the thickness. So of course this is advertised as doing more filtration, it's a thicker filter. But I'm going to show you now the regular base air filter, no frills, fits much better. So when we put the cheaper air filter in the housing, it fits the same, and visually you don't really see a difference. But let's go ahead and put this in the car and you'll see the difference. I'll reach in, put the air filter on the inner channel. We'll lay the lid on top. And I'll put the wing nut on. And I won't tighten it too much because I don't want to crush anything here, but just finger tight like you're supposed to. Now, when we view from this angle, and I put my flashlight in here, you don't see any more gap. So now the lid properly seals to the rest of the air filter housing. Now you can also see here from the side view of the two air filters that there is a slight difference in height. This one on the left is the Purolater air filter. This one on the right is the Carquest. So there's maybe, looks like about 1/8 of an inch difference in height. That can also contribute a little bit, but clearly the difference here, I think that's contributing to the problem we had with this, is the thickness of the filter itself. And while we're in here to replace the air filter, I'm also going to replace the breather element here on the far side. The plastic that's in there is in good shape, so I'm just going to replace the filter pad itself. You can remove this whole thing if you want to, but I'm just going to replace the filter pad here and just sit that in there like that. And now we'll put the air filter in, or lid, back on top. And just remember, hand tight only with the wing nut. You don't want this too tight. Then you should have a nice firm seal all the way around the air filter, and there you go. So I guess my tip here is more expensive, fancier filters are not always better, and sometimes the cheapest type of filter works perfectly fine. Now, until I had this incident with the Purolater filter, we had used either FRAM or Carquest filters on this car its whole life. So 39 years we've used basically a FRAM or a Carquest type filter, nothing fancy, and the engine's fine. It works well and it's still running today. So I really think there's no need for the more expensive filters, and quite often you may find, like me, that they really just don't fit. So don't waste your money. And I hope this helped you, and I'll have more videos on the Caprice hopefully later this year. We've got a ton of projects lined up, just have to find the time to do them. So thanks very much for watching. Have a great day.